All right, so we left off, I believe, with Emus coming downstairs and passing off the John's cat to Bezoit. Did anything happen after that I'm forgetting?
So,
I don't believe so.
like, Nico did the, what's it called? He showed off that he can transform, and the cat was like, oh, what in the world? And then Calamity just kept petting him really good. And he was like, that can wait till later.
I just really want to hear you voice a cat that's having orgasms over being petted.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I think he was really enjoying that.
Well, then keep petting me. No, just kidding. So it is currently the 14th of Tarsak, which is 14th of April, and it is about 8:30 p.m. at this point. John left about a half an hour, probably about 10 minutes ago, actually, at this point, maybe 15. When John had left, Emus does his little sweep through the house, feeling a little bit more comfortable. And Nico speaks up, looking around, and says, um, well, Emus, the conversation we had down at the tavern earlier today, I was wondering if we could maybe get together and kind of go over some of the things that we don't know about each other or fill in some of the gaps from the time that we were away from each other and just kind of clear the air and make sure that we all, you know our team.
Were you able to kind of watch us while you were dead?
Um, not really, no. I had a general awareness of the vicinity around my diary, but no. My conscience was pretty limited to the tunnel area of the academy.
Hmm. Trying to think
Do
of a
you,
good question to start with.
well, would anyone like to go first? Emus, would you like to start us off with maybe what was going on with that flashing lady?
Actually, I would like to set up something that we start to do. If any of us start to hallucinate, and I think that's brought on um, by saying anything suspicious, including somebody's certain someone's name.
As you're saying this, all the heads in the room, other than Boogie, turn and look at Boogie.
Okay. Um, in that case, I say, "Man, this is a really interesting thing we're doing, isn't it?" And I kind of raise my right hand, like to the. I'm not looking at my right hand, not able to see that I'm raising it, but um, like
The f-
this was a we had a pretty good day today, didn't we?
you see the faces, um, the eyes look up ever so slightly, up and to the right, all at the same time, and then there's a flash, like not a flash, but like the head shake, returning to normal, and you hear outside the weather begin to pick up very heavily. Wind becomes very loud against, like, going past the door and past the windows, like even that whistling noise. Rain begins berating, heavy rains on the roof. It's nice and warm inside the manor though. The fireplace is going. It doesn't
So
appear like
everybody
any
catch my
any
drift,
hallucinations are
or
happening.
should I try to explain that again?
Are you saying if we think we're being attacked to raise our right hand? Or not attacked, hallucinating?
Nico speaks up and he's like, I think what he's saying is that if any of us need to go to the bathroom, maybe we'll
No,
raise our right hand
Nico.
and let everyone know. No, Nico understands what you're saying. He's trying to explain it in a way that doesn't draw suspicion.
Oh, well, I did not catch that.
Nico looks around the room. You guys understand?
Oh, I'm gonna kind of look confused for a second. I mean, I don't have to pee. I mean, I know it's the rain. The sound of rain can make people want to go, but I'm good.
He looks over at Boogie helplessly, kind of shrugs.
Shoot. Yeah, it kind of sucks we have to dance around the topic.
Can I make an
No
intelligent roll to see if
hallucination.
Eames figures it out or not?
Sure. Go ahead and
Because
just make a flat, just a flat intelligence check.
I just wanted to see. Oh, like don't roll for it. Just what is my intelligence?
No. Like roll and then just add your intelligence
Oh.
modifier.
18. Okay, so I probably figured it out then.
So yeah, you're able to pick up
Okay.
the
I
gist
just
of
wanted
what's
to
going on.
play that for fun. So I kind of my eyes widened for a second. Oh! I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, the restroom.
Yes, restroom.
And by the look on Boogie's face, Nico says, "I think a little bit ago he might have been pooping himself."
What?
Smacks his forehead. I don't think we're on the same page here. Tammy's sitting quietly on the chair, her back against the wall, kind of looking out the window. Agatha is snoring softly on Calamity's shoulder, a little bit of drool building up and sneaking its way out the corner of her mouth.
Well, I guess I can go first if no one else wants to start.
Go for it.
Tammy looks over, reluctant to want to share anything, and looks back out the window, nodding.
Who does? Tammy did?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say, well, that figure you all saw, how do I explain this? She's kind of like my guardian angel. Yes.
Nico turns and looks at you, kind of confused. Well, why is she not here?
As soon as Nico looks at, I'm gonna look kind of like frantic and anxious again. I don't know. Normally I don't have a problem. I'm gonna kind of like stop talking and just kind of choke up.
Do you have any idea what's going on? What the deal was with? I mean, it doesn't seem like that's a usual occurrence.
I know it happened a few days ago, but I really don't know what's causing it.
Do you think my theory that I shared at the tavern, or do you have your? Is there any information you have that negates my theory, or?
I'm gonna kind of shrug. Well, I'm not really a big magic guy, but I do remember. Do you remember back at the academy when I discovered that I can travel to the ethereal plane, and the teachers were like freaking out about it because I shouldn't be able to do that.
I remember being a little jealous of it. Yeah.
Well, I feel like if I'm still able to access that magic within me, that I should still be able to reach her, you know?
I see. I'm not super familiar with um what exactly, if you mind me asking, um who is she the intermediary for?
Player to DM, is it who I picked or is it who you picked? I'm pretty sure you picked that,
No, you picked.
right?
No, we
What's
settled
that?
on Maliki.
Oh, because I thought you were gonna make it that it was
To your
like
knowledge at this moment, it's Maliki. is what you DM me. That's what you told me.
Okay. I'm going to kind of quizzically look. Oh, well, with my affinity with animals and woods, obviously it's Maliki.
He laughs. Don't obviously anything. It's not every day that someone, gets the right hand assistance or a guardian angel from a deity. That's interesting. He says, I wonder, given your connection with Mishra, I wonder what the connection, if there's a relation to Miliki or not.
Well, she's more than just a guardian angel. She's when I was young, she used to teach me things and help. She helped to raise me a little bit. When I remember asking her one day, like, why I was picked, why she was here to protect and guard me, and that's the day she told me, because one day I will need to protect everyone else, and I don't know. I don't really know more than that.
Okay. Well, given our current situation, how does handling that rank and the scheme of your desires for things to do? If this is something plaguing your mind and taking over your conscience, I think maybe we should address it sooner than later.
I've never lost that connection with her before. This is new. Something is very wrong, and it's damaging my calm for sure.
He nods and says,
You don't think the curse could be interrupting our ability to communicate with each other?
I was thinking that.
he nods and says, it's certainly a possibility. Speaking of, Amy, Agatha, and I are the only ones unafflicted currently. You guys seemed eager to meet the clerics of Shadowdale halfway. Is this something we should be planning to leave in the morning? Should we acquire some travel, some animals or carts or something from John?
I'm going to turn my attention to Calamithy, expecting her to speak.
Nico turns and looks at her as well.
Well, I'm sure we can talk to John and use one or both of those carts and just either re-put up the collateral that we had given them initially or rework out a deal, I suppose.
They might even let us borrow it for free now that we've given those 2 carts full of food.
Maybe.
Is one cart enough to carry all of us?
So there would be 2 people. It fit 2 people on the stagecoach bench. Well, I guess it could actually fit like Tammy, Agatha, and one of you guys, and then the rest of the people would go inside the enclosed wagon part.
So yes, the entire party could fit.
Yes.
I say I wake up early. I want to check out the mines before we leave, just to make sure the goblins aren't getting too close to the village. And I say we head out in that direction under the guise of us trying to meet the goblins and actually do some legwork on the way out of the village, but heading in the direction to try to meet the party from where are they coming from? What city?
Shadowdale.
Shadowdale. But head in the direction that we'll hopefully run into the party from Shadowdale sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Having Calamity talked, Agatha's wiping the drool away from her mouth. Jeez, she says, sitting up. Nico's gonna. Tammy's still kind of looking out the window. Nico says, I do have my concerns about traveling with these hallucinations you guys are having.
Well, do you have any suggestions? Because I think I could handle it when Calamity just marked, but with all of us, I'm not so sure.
I don't really have any suggestions. I think we need to be very cautious and think this out before we make any decisions.
Hey, Agatha. Is she awake or
Turned.
she goes back to sleep?
She's sleepily rubbing her eyes. She goes,
Okay.
"What?"
I'm gonna kind of point towards Calamity. That marking that we have, like on Calamity, do you happen to feel any sort of magic or anything coming from it? Or any sort of energy? Any sense about it?
She looks at you kind of cockeyed. In what way?
Like, if you
You
didn't
haven't
know it was there, would you be able to tell that something is wrong?
like with how you guys are acting?
No. Like you know how you could see like spirits and kind of someone's generally good or bad, like that.
Um, yeah, I guess I could try. I can't do it too often though. And he's going to use her vision. She's going to look at Calamity's chest. Ooh, she says, tracing her finger along the tattoo you have hidden underneath a bracer, correct? She traces her fingers on your bracer. That's cool. And then reaches up. Um, yeah, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but it seems more than just a mark. And she turns and looks at Nico, and you see her eyes go wide, and her pupils kind of narrow, and she looks a little bit scared looking at Nico. And he's like, he looks behind him like, what are you looking at? Um,
She has true vision.
she has true sight, yes.
Well, I was talking to Nico about it.
Oh, okay, my bad. What do you see? He asks. Um, nothing. Nothing. It's nothing, buddy. Sorry.
I'm
Still
gonna kind
waking
of,
up.
Emus is gonna chuckle and say, we know he's pretty weird, isn't he? I'm gonna give Nico kind of a sly smile.
And she casts you a really quick look. Um, Calamity Emus, make an intelligence check for me. Calamity, what'd you get?
4.
Nice.
This fire's making me pretty sleepy.
Make that 2. I also got 4.
So Calamity kind of gives you guys a look, but you're not able to derive the meaning behind it. And she puts her eyes down to drop the subject. Her eyes looking around the room, just seeing what else she can see.
Well, thank you for trying. I really appreciate it.
Her face looks a little white. She's trying to like maintain her calm a little bit. Nico, looking kind of awkward and weird, is gonna go. Who else would like to share next? Also, if anyone has any questions for me, I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I'll answer the best I can. Calamity, would you like to share anything about yourself that you want us to know? Is there any? This is a straightforward way to say it, but I'm curious if anyone in this party has a past or liabilities or burdens that we should be aware of as traveling companions?
Mm. All I can think of is saying it as I once killed a man.
That's the best way to say that. That's the only way to say that.
Um, so I killed a high-ranking officer in the Kraken Society because he walked in on me having a secret meeting with the other Freya followers that I found. Or converted, maybe?
Did the secret meeting happen to involve not wearing any clothes? I kind of chuckle.
No.
Nico's blushing. Well, is it gonna come back to bite you? What are the circumstances of this murder? And he takes a moment and re-chooses the word of this necessary killing.
What was the question?
I guess what I'm getting at is, what did you do with the body, Cal?
Oh.
Were there any witnesses?
Well, I would say the 10 followers would be the witnesses. And I attached some rocks to the body and put them in the water.
Oh, okay. And 10 witnesses. Do you trust these witnesses?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Speaking of, I know he's not here, but Varys had made mention of, or perhaps it was Hassan, the orphanage back in Selgon, and now you say these 10 followers of yours. Does anyone else have any resources in their pockets that we can pull on in a moment of need? Well, I guess we are in a moment of need.
The ruler of 10 towns is grateful for me bringing the materials to repair his weapon.
Boogie, that's actually Mithril Hall. The leader of Mithril Hall owes you a favor. While you were in 10 towns, you did the favor, but
Okay, Mithril Hall.
What type of items are you looking for, Nico?
he looks at you kind of confused. Items? What do you mean?
You said if there's anything that we have that would help us in this time of need. What are you looking for?
I'm sorry, guys. I almost burnt my house down just now.
That's not good.
I'm glad you
I'm
did.
being a little bit dramatic, but I forgot I was cooking mac and cheese, and that's pretty bad.
You can take a minute.
Can
We'll give
you
it
ask your
to you.
question again? I'm listening right now. Can you ask your thing again? I'm sorry.
He asked
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
if we had any items that would be useful in our time of need.
And he asked if you
And
have
I'm
anything
asking,
anything in your pocket that you can use.
yeah, like what?
Um, well, like her followers, like Varys's orphanage. Um, remember,
Oh, if we have any allies.
he nods. I think we might need them. If the enemy is as strong as he looks over at Emus, it seems that his sister is.
I'm going to visibly flinch at the mention of my sister.
He looks at you with sad eyes and says, maybe that's something else we should address. That is a precarious situation, and I think we should go over what the expectations are should we run into her again. I know it's hard, Emus, but we need to strongly consider if you are seeking her salvation and redemption, or if we're attacking on sight.
So actually, Mistra gave us a answer in some form about that. That we don't necessarily need to just go in all bloodthirsty.
He nods. I understand that, but if it also means giving them the advantage and us losing our lives, I don't think she would want that.
Emus mutters something under his breath.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Don't talk about her like you know her.
He puts his hands up defensively. I don't, Emus, I don't know her at all, but I want to make sure that I'm not stepping on any toes if she arrives, and I get the jump to be able to cast a spell or something on her. I don't want to have your animosity for doing so. And there's an awkward moment in the air as he kind of looks at you for an answer.
Emus does not respond.
Agatha is gonna stand up. Oh, Agatha.
Agatha said that?
She's gonna walk over.
Just imagine Emus standing. Oh, Emus.
And she's gonna lean in and whisper something into Nico's ear. And he nods and walks back to the center of the room and looks over to Tammy, pulling out a wooden chair by her, sitting down. And Agatha reaches out and embraces your torso, kind of grabbing you in a hug. And she squeezes you tightly and she says, "It's okay." But, and she takes a step back and is holding onto your side and looking at you. And in this moment, she looks very mature. He does have a point, though. Maybe not now, but this is something we're going to need to address. And she bites her lip.
Emus is going to respond to that. He is going to look up with like bleary, tear-filled eyes at Agatha. Like the rest of the room kind of falls away, and he's just talking just to her. I want to save her. I have to save her. I need to save her.
And she nods her head and turns around and looks at the rest of the room, kind of like, "Hey, did you guys hear that?" kind of deal.
Yep, we will save her.
Bezoit just nods.
Okay. Agatha turns around, looking at Nico, and he kind of gives a sad smirk and says, "Boogie, would you like to go next? Is there anything you'd like to share?"
Well, shoot. I'm scratching the top of my head. I don't really have any secrets. I'm kind of an open book. Already said a couple practical things that we needed to think about. Oh, even though this isn't a secret, I'd like our last hood to be worn by somebody.
You see Agatha excitedly kind of bouncing on her toes, being quiet, but as you say this, she's getting more and more excited. Looking around, Agatha raises her hand. I'll take it.
I was kind of thinking Tammy, but yeah, it seems like Nico is not as interested in it. I guess he doesn't really need it.
Tammy turns. That thing would look like a blanket on me.
Oh, is that so?
By the way, guys, forgive me if I don't share too much, but I don't want my sensitive information being. And she looks around at the room and puts quotation marks. Shitted on.
I make a face kind of like I'm taken aback.
Well, it was
But
your guys' idea to use that code name. And she looks a little embarrassed and looks out the door, or out the window.
code name.
Can you repeat that real quick? I didn't hear that. It was our choice to use the what?
It was your choice to use that code name, she says, kind of looking frustrated out the window.
The bathroom code. Nico.
Oh.
She turns. Don't you guys think it was a little rude to kick John out of the house?
Yes, I was not in agreement with that.
Yes. Same.
I don't know. I'm just along for the ride.
Tammy raises a sassy eyebrow and she goes, "Well, co-captain."
Emus is got his face in his hands, kind of looks up suddenly because he's not like mentally here right now. Uh oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't mean for it to be all night. I just wanted to make sure we could have a private conversation. That's all.
Can you roll a charisma check for me?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 2 plus. Where's my charisma? 2, 4.
And almost like a frustrated but pitiful way, Tammy looks at you and kind of lets out a and then looks out the window again, muttering something under her breath, but being done with the conversation, kind of the like the hurt animal type feel kind of deal. Like she's irritated but unwilling to pursue the fight anymore.
Emus is gonna go back to brooding.
Agatha's gonna pat you on the shoulder and come back around, sit on the floor next to Calamacy, and Nico turns. Well, Buzoit.
I don't have anything in my pockets, so to speak.
Are there any motivations or desires or aspirations that you have aside from the mission we've been? And he kind of rolls his eyes, not like rolls his eyes, but like exasperated to kind of deal. And he goes, tasked with, um, is there? I mean, your allegiances are clearly with Bahamut. Do you think that's going to
Yeah.
be a problem?
How do you think that it could be a problem?
He shrugs and looks over to Emus and looks down at the floor. He says, I don't know. I've never felt allegiance to anyone but Our Lady."
From my experience, Bahamut is very much so pleased with all that I've done thus far. So I believe he is with us on our journey.
He nods and seems a little bit
Awesome.
more reassured, but still, um, he's just nervous about the whole God thing. Really is unsettling for him.
Is Scar awake already?
Yeah, he was asleep for like 2 hours before we started. 2.5
Um,
hours. Um, yeah, give me 1 second. Does anyone have any questions for Nico or Tammy? Or Tammy's not wanting to share, but Agatha or Nico?
Emus is also shut down in this part of the conversation at this point.
I look over at Nico and I say, so while you were gone, did it feel as long to you as it did to us? Or longer or shorter?
It was a pretty long time. It's kind of hard to put a number on, but time wasn't the same.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of hiding, and I don't think I found my way through the in between. We'll call it, maybe as quickly as Enos did. It was lonely and scary, as I'm sure he can attest. He looks over. Enos, he yells, trying to break you from your kind of zoned out 100,000 mile stare, whatever it is.
My brooding.
Yeah.
Kind of jerk slightly, huh? What?
You need anything, buddy? Can I get you something to eat or drink, or?
No, I need some rest is all.
He's gonna walk over to you and put his hand on your shoulder, and he's gonna whisper in your ear. And he's gonna say this, I'm messaging you. He says that.
Well, he's maybe even before he's walking over, I put my hand on the lost sword hilt. I'm curious what it's thinking.
As you place the hand on the hilt, you feel this kind of peaceful resonance. And you feel its presence, but it's not currently active. You feel like it may be in a kind of a dormant state at the moment.
Oh.
Did you get my message, Emus?
I did. Emus is going to respond by looking shocked and horrified at the idea. What do you mean? I don't want that.
Oh, it would just be not even for the night, just a few hours to help you sleep.
Emus is going to promptly stand up and get very. He looks very angry at the moment. No, I don't want that. And Emus is going to storm upstairs.
Visoit, the cat jumps out of your hands and follows in a haste up the stairs behind Emus.
Ungrateful cat.
Kind of hisses back as it runs up the stairs. Nico turns around, kind of awkward. That didn't go how I thought it would.
Well, if this conversation is over, so should somebody get John? Seeing as how Emus is the only one that wanted him to be gone anyway.
You know who his lady friend is?
No, do you?
No.
Boogie, can you send your Al?
Yeah, I guess I could look to see if he's still about in the street. And I'll, let me see, how close am I to the door? I'll go over to it. sitting up first. I mean, getting up from being seated. Open up the door. I'll take the owl from the pocket dimension right there and send it to go look around the town for a human, especially walking around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me and add 3 to it.
8.
So, the owl searching around the town, did you give it specifically to look for John or just a general vibe of what's going on in the village?
Well, actually, I guess telepathy would be better than exactly what I would have said in words. The idea was to look for John. Yeah.
As the bird flies around, there are some figures, a couple, like 2, in the market square, standing there, huddled next to a pillar on the side opposite of the rain. One taking a swig of something, and then you sense that the owl's hearing picks up on something kind of unusual. A very loud flapping noise, getting closer and closer, but not not a singular like flap, 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 but hundreds, if not 1,000, small flapping. Its vision turns and adjusts, peering through the pouring rain, and it is a massive flock of carrier pigeons, all flying, carrying parcels on their legs. Hundreds and hundreds of them flying in, probably about, at this point, 500 feet away from the town, flying all directly towards the town's postage, where they keep the pigeons
Wow.
near the jailhouse.
Seems like we got the most urgent possible letter. Wait, you said towards the jailhouse?
So, connected to the jailhouse is the room where they keep that stuff. So it's going
Okay, cool.
toward. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like we got a very urgent letter. But I'm not seeing John yet. He might have already gone inside.
We have a very urgent letter.
Tons of carrier pigeons. All came at the same time.
To where? To us?
To this town.
Do you know where they're going?
I mean, they're destined for this town. But I don't know who they're addressed to.
The bird, your owl, picks up on some heavily squawking as it circles the town center area where it saw the 2 figures, kind of poncho cloaks pulled up over their face, hard to see who they are. And from the noise, the room where a bunch of noise from a pair of squawking birds comes from, you watch as Sister Amanda comes out of the room and is shielding her face from the rain, looking into the distance, trying to see whatever's making the birds make all the ruckus.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess I'll pass that on. I'm still not super tired. I guess we could go try to meet her real quick.
Tammy speaks up. You'll catch a cold out there.
That's not that cold.
So it's currently about 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
Did we ever decide where to give that extra cloak? I'm all in favor of giving it to Agatha because her and Agatha and Tammy usually stick pretty close together. And I think that Agatha could pass on any messages that we would need.
That sounds like something you might have asked into the hood.
Why?
Like, did you say it
No,
out
she
loud,
said-
or was it player
yeah.
talk? Because like,
Sounds like
we
she
had-
said it just at the room. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it was already discussed and Agatha already showed an interest and Tammy already showed no interest.
I'd be happy to
Okay
take
with
it, Agatha says.
What do you think, Cal? Nico?
I'm okay with it if Nico doesn't want it anymore.
Nico.
No, Nico has one already.
Yeah. Nico has one. This is the spare one. Alright.
No, I
For
didn't
real?
know that there was a spare one.
Yes, again for like the 5th time, Nico has
Sorry.
mine.
But
And he just doesn't have the hood up because he's wearing the hat.
And who has
No, we're
Hassan's?
offering-
What's the extra one?
I was offering Nico's. Like, there are
Nico
there
nods
are
and
two
shrugs.
missing. Oriana is on Hassan, and Hassan has Varys's.
Okay, so
Nico's-
currently as a group, we don't have an extra one because Nico's wearing it.
No, Nico has it. He hasn't been using it.
He's wearing it. He just doesn't have the hood up.
Nico shrugs. I think the hat is of more use to me. I don't see a situation where I would have it up very often. I'm okay with her having it. And he's gonna take the cloak off and drape it over Agatha's shoulders, who does the spin thing, catching the light in the cloak,
Oh,
in the fireplace, and she's, oh, thank you so much, and she runs towards the door and throws the door open and runs outside.
Does she have the hood up or down?
She currently has it up.
I'm going to say into the hood, Agatha, it's cold outside.
And you hear, whoa, how's this work? Can you hear me?
Doesn't she need to attune to it?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. This is our way to talk without talking.
Hold on, isn't it an attune item?
no, it's not. It worked immediately when we tried it
Yeah,
out in the first
I
place.
didn't think it was an attune item. So you can hear anything I think? How
Anything you
No.
think towards us.
I'm talking right now out loud. If I stop talking out loud, can you hear me?
Yes.
And then she thinks, waffle bacon.
Waffle bacon. I
You
say
can
into the hood.
understand my. Wow, you guys been having this?
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Wait, so have you guys like been talking like about me behind my back and stuff?
Never.
No, we
Okay.
haven't spoken about you yet.
Yet.
So
And then
real quick before we go any farther, I just want to remind everyone, I purposely gave Nico that cloak so he could try to learn the magic on it to see if he could try to imbue that magic with the cloak of Elvenkind that I'm currently wearing. So I'm okay with what's happening right now. I just want to throw it out here. That was why I originally gave it to him.
I'm brooding and upset up here, stomping on stomping on
Did
the
he
floor.
know that? Because I don't recall knowing that.
Yeah, we had that conversation back in the Grove when
Nico
after
Nico knows that, but he still gave it to Agatha.
Oh, yeah, we
and
kind
she-
of, everyone in the room agreed. But Emus wasn't there. That feels
Yep.
bad.
That's what you get, Emus, when you stomp off.
That's what I get for being emo.
Mm-hmm.
Emus the emo. You hear something about dancing. There is a whole slur of a bunch of thoughts at the same time, and dancing is one of them. And then things go kind of quiet as presumably the hood is taken off, and Agatha goes quiet.
Mm.
The pouring rain, like it's the kind of rain that like it would hurt your skin a little bit to be out there.
I would like to step outside and try to find Agatha.
I'll turn this chair around to sit down, but now it's uneasier sit. Before I was happy like that cat. Did my
What the
character
heck?
wouldn't know this, but did the cat say anything when it ran up with Emus?
Yeah, you wouldn't. It just hissed and meowed at Bezoit.
Oh, it was quiet.
No, only I can understand him.
Tammy's gonna head upstairs. Check on Amos. Are you like in the bed up there? What are you doing?
Nope, I slunked off to the only potted plant I could find, and I'm just kind of sitting there back against the wall, and I'm kind of like just in thought and prayer.
As you're sitting there, like your vision catches a very well done, almost picturesque drawing of what appears to be a younger John and a beautiful woman next to him in kind of finer garments for what you would imagine is a more rural folk. And there's a wooden cane leaned up against the wall near the plant. The cat jumps up onto the bed, putting its head in its paws, and kind of looks at you. You hear
In the
soft
bed,
footsteps.
I thought I was in the hallway with the plant. Is there a plant inside the room?
Yeah, there should be. Is there not?
I was sitting out in the one by the hallway.
Yeah, let me put one in here too.
Okay.
I picture there being one in his room.
Boom. There you go. How planty can you make that plant? For those of you that can't see, that he's putting down the leaves of the plant, and he keeps adding more and more and more specifically.
Is this Sister Amanda out here by our donkeys?
Did you go outside?
Yeah, I said I was going to go outside and
I didn't hear that.
see if I could find Agatha, but I think I found Sister Amanda.
So Agatha ran off to the left as you would head outside. Sister Amanda is currently looking up, bewildered, as a massive amount of birds come flying into the square area here, right here.
So is this Sister Amanda that I'm by?
No, there's no that person. Yes, but she's not in the right spot. She goes right here. And she's looking up, and there's hundreds and hundreds of these pigeons coming in now, swarming around. Actually, like so dense a number that the area underneath of them it's being like the rain is being pretty much blocked by this flock of birds fluttering there, all coming in as she's like rapidly trying to take the messages off each one and set it free.
Gross.
She
I'm
looks
going
at
to
you.
say,
Have you ever seen anything at this mat?
I haven't. Do you know what they say?
She begins opening them in a frantic. Here, would you mind unwrapping them while I look? And she kind of uses her body to block it from the rain.
I begin to
Oh.
unravel.
Opens another. This isn't possible, she says, opening more and more.
What's it say?
They're all correspondence letters from the church in Shadowdale. There's no way they could have written this many. She looks up, kind of frustrated. All types of different directions on where they're coming from and when they'll be here, which way they're going. She looks up very confused. Why is this happening?
And I said, I don't understand. It's saying that the church in Shadowdale, the leaders are coming here and the paths that they're taking?
She nods and she says, this one says they'll be here in a day? And she looks at another one. This one says they won't be here for another month. She looks at another. This one says they can't come at all. I don't understand.
Are these from individual people or from the entire organization?
She shows you, and they're all signed by the same person, same signature from the clergy in Shadowdale.
Interesting. Looks to me like this possibly is a spell.
She grabs one of the pigeons. They feel pretty real to me. But I don't understand magic
Is
the way you do.
Agatha's, just out of curiosity, is Agatha's true sight still going on?
Agatha's not with us.
She's currently out on the cliff edge dancing.
Ah.
In the rain with the wet rock.
Oh, shoot.
Would you mind giving me a hand on unraveling all these?
And I continue to unravel as many as I can, handing them back to Agatha or to Sister Amanda.
Are you gonna sit there until like all of them are received? You get the feeling it'll probably take you quite a few, like maybe 2 or 3 hours to get through all these.
I said, well, if they're all saying something different and they're all conflicting, do we really need to open all of them? Obviously, they can't be correct.
He looks and shrugs. I'll go by your guidance, Paladin.
I'm gonna grab a handful, as many as I can, and I'm gonna set off once again to look for Agatha. Call us if you need us, Sister Amanda.
What was that very last thing you just said?
Call us if you need us.
She looks at you. Thanks. And she's gonna go back to frantically trying to undo these pigeons. As you head back, you see this figure coming from the marketplace over to you, pulling down his cloak. You see a very wet John.
John! How you doing, buddy?
A little confused. Mind telling me what the hell's going on?
With what?
He turns and looks at the massive flock of pigeons behind him.
Oh, those! Well, it seems to be a little bit of a conundrum.
Sam, I just want you to know that I had a really good laugh at your reaction. That was perfect.
It seems all those pigeons came from the church in Shadowdale, and they are all signed by the same person, but they all send a different message about when they're going to come, if they're going to come. So we haven't quite figured that out.
And
Where you been?
he goes to speak, and then you say that he goes, "Don't Don't worry about where I've been. Where have you been?
I've been looking for you and Agatha.
Oh, never mind that. You found me. I it rubs his eyes, kind of sleepily and frustrated. I hate being mayor. And he's gonna turn around and go to help Sister. And he turns around and he says, I probably won't be back tonight, but I swear to God, if that house is torn up inside.
John, come back and sleep, man. It was only Emus. He's a little fickle.
He looks at you. The town needs my help, clearly.
What with the pigeons? Once they drop off their messages, they'll leave.
It'll take hours. Do we see the same? And he like puts his hand up in the air, kind of waving it past your face and his face. Do we see the same things?
Yes. But we don't need to open all of them. We just simply need to retrieve them from the birds.
So you want me to leave Sister Amanda out in the freezing cold and the blistering wind and rain?
No, John. I will gather my friends and we will come and help you.
Yeah. He wants to say something about that sigh of yours, but he's gonna turn and walk over to Amanda.
Hey
Her
guys.
hand.
We seem to have a problem out here. Those hundreds of pigeons that Boogie's Owl saw? Well, they're here, and they're from the church from Shadowdale, and there are literally thousands of them, and the messages make no sense whatsoever. They're saying that they will be here tomorrow or they'll be here next month, and some say they won't come at all, and they're all signed by the same person. And now John is over there helping Sister Amanda open all these or gather all of these so that the pigeons will leave and leave his town. And he needs our help. And I think he's a little frustrated we kicked him out of his house.
That's a lot
Who
of
wants to help
information.
me?
I'll definitely help. I think
Thanks, Boogie.
maybe most of us would. Seems to me, kind of scratching my head. Seems to me the reason that all of these were made, it seems like divine intervention to me. That it was trying to hide what the real intentions of the other town was going to be.
I'm going to come over here. Is that Agatha?
Yeah, as you come around, Agatha's heading back,
Agatha.
smiling, her hair completely soaking wet, this beautiful smile across her face. Hey, B.
Hey, Agatha. We have a little problem with some pigeons. We need to get their messages off of them. I don't know if you want to help us, if you want to go in and dry off, but I just want to make sure you are okay.
She pulls out her slingshot. Oh, can I help?
No. We just need to get their messages, Agatha. And as I chuckle.
You're having trouble getting. Okay. Isn't that the
Wait till you
town's
see
job?
him. Yeah, but we kind of kicked John out of his house, and now, he's got to help the town. So I thought we could help him.
Well,
Many hands make light work.
yeah, but it's getting late.
You could go to bed. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks, B. She runs inside and sits down by the fire. Talking to Clem, she goes, "Man, that Bezoit really doesn't like sleep, huh?"
I think she enjoys helping.
Nico. Well, first off, let's get to this conversation upstairs. Tammy's gonna walk in to where Emus is. She's gonna knock on the door.
Emus might twitch, but he's not gonna like respond. Just be kind of whatever.
Hello. Emus, it's Tammy.
Well, yeah, Tammy. What What do you want?
Can I come in?
Even though she can't see me, she probably gets the air that I shrugged from the tone of my voice.
I'm gonna step in. Hey, buddy. I know how you feel, but there's some stuff going on. I thought maybe you'd like to come join the others.
I'm going. Emus is going to kind of react to "I know how you feel" a little bit. He's gonna look a little frustrated for a second, and then kind of soften up because it's Tammy, and then go, I was hoping to get some time to recenter myself. You know.
Oh, I know. Doesn't seem like that's something this group has a whole lot of since I've been with y'all. Well, I thought I'd just let you know. Be
What's
downstairs
going
if you need
on?
me. She's gonna turn back the door. I had a whole bunch of pigeons came to town. Something seems off.
Look very Emus is gonna look very confused at the idea of, or at the thought that pigeons are important for some reason. And okay, well,
We're talking
I think
hundreds, in ways that I've never seen birds fly before. It seemed a little odd, but no, I get it. I needed time too, so maybe try to get some sleep, Emus. And she's gonna shut the door without saying anything else.
okay. After she leaves, Emus is gonna stand up and walk out over towards the lock door, the exterior lock door. After she leaves, after she leaves.
So as she gets down there, Boogie is coming upstairs.
Oh,
Oh, hey, Boogie.
Hey, I'm going to go help with the pigeons. Do you think Emus would want to?
She looks at the door, not knowing if he's listening or not. And she goes, with a softer voice, she says, "Let's see how soft it is." Emus could probably, yeah, with your passive perception, you could hear her. She
my
goes,
passive perception is 16.
yeah, she rolled a 9 for stealth. So she's gonna go, he doesn't seem in the mood to want to be. She pauses. I think he just needs some alone time. I think he's trying to process things with family and, yeah, it's just a lot to swallow.
Okay.
You have any family, Boogie?
Oh, well, I guess I wouldn't have walked away from her while she was talking, but
I imagine you guys walking downstairs together.
cool. Well, I guess Thorin and you guys are the closest I've got to family. I was taken from my my home when I was a little kid in order to be trained to be one of the chosen.
Must have been hard.
I don't know any better. I think I had a decent childhood.
She smiles. I like you, buddy. You got a good outlook on life.
Thanks.
And she's gonna come sit on this bench downstairs. Nico, who was heading up, sees you guys coming down. I think he doesn't want to talk to anyone, and Tammy shakes her head. Well, I suppose I should go help then as well. And he's gonna head out towards the pigeons. Tammy and Agatha don't really feel like going and helping.
Tammy's too small to be outside.
Well, I lost all of us. I don't know what I did with us.
Where is everybody?
When I went searching for us, I was in some kind of water with fish.
Jeez,
Aha! She found out there's fish. I'm gonna kill you.
you went right off the map.
You found the fish? How dare you! Tonight you die!
All right, there you go.
I don't know why that was really funny to me.
Thanks.
So, like, how do you guys plan on doing this? Are you guys spending as much time as it takes to retrieve every single one of these letters, or what's the plan here? Also, Clamsy, are you going as well, or are you staying back at the house?
I would probably stay back at the house.
Okay.
The rain was not appealing.
I'll like I am getting pigeons. Like I guess I would figure out how they land, and I'd kind of get better over the first minute or two as I go. But I take the message off of the pigeon and immediately drop it right in the air where I detached it and release the pigeon also.
Okay. But so wait, what are you doing? Boogie, go ahead and make an animal handling roll for me, please.
I am currently reaching up and taking the notes. Well, see, my hands are so big, though, Mike.
19.
I guess. How are the pigeons carrying them? Are they tied to their feet, or are they holding
Yeah.
them in their talons?
No, they've got that band wrap thing with the scroll attachment on the side of the foot deal.
Well, I'm gonna try to gently remove these bands and retrieve these notes off of these pigeons' legs.
Okay, make a animal handling check. As Nico, all of you are doing the same thing. Nico, though, as he grabs some, pigeons begin kind of fluttering and getting anxious, pecking at his hand. Ow! He lets one go that flies away, still carrying the scroll. He looks over to Boogie. Man, you got a knack for this, man. And he looks down at the road. He sees the scrolls getting kind of soaked in the water that's beginning to form on the stone. Though I think we might be losing the messages like that.
I don't think these messages matter. I don't know.
Then why are we gathering them?
Get rid of the pigeons.
You see a glimmer in Nico's eyes. I could do that.
And have them live.
Anyone else have an idea? He says, changing the subject because that was not his plan.
Sister Amanda, we don't really care about the messages, correct?
He shrugs. I don't know. I told you. I was at your discretion. You are under the title of Paladin. You technically can tell me what to do.
Okay, so first of all, I rolled a 16 for animal handling. Do I need to roll anything else to see if I could
the
have
birds
any?
are not attacking you by the like you're able to grab them and take the scroll off, but yeah, continue with what you're saying.
Do I have any insight to this? Any knowledge as to what I should do in this situation to disperse the birds and get the messages? Do I need to read the messages? Is there a code? Can I discern this in any way?
So if there was a code, you would need to like study the documents and things like that. So you're kind of asking me an opinion based question.
No, I'm asking you, do I have any ability to look into this and to know what I should do? Is there any wisdom that I can withdraw from myself to know this
So,
as a paladin?
I'm curious, like, if you're trying to figure out a code, how would do you think you'd go about trying to figure that out?
I guess I'm looking for insight into myself to see if I have any knowledge as to what I should do in this situation, is what I'm looking for right now.
This is a situation I highly doubt you would have ever heard about anything like this ever happening before. Normally, carrier pigeons come in onesies, twosies. This is very unusual.
Hey, Sam, to help you out, maybe try grabbing a pigeon and trying to determine if it's real or not, or if it seems to be under an influence, or it's behaving like a normal pigeon, or something like that. That might help give you some clues.
Right. I would like to obtain one of these said pigeons, and I would like, let me see. I would like to be able to look at this pigeon and see if I can discern whether or not there's a spell placed on this pigeon.
Okay. As you grab a hold of one of the animals, and what are you basically? What are you checking for? Are you checking to see if it itself is an illusion? Are you checking to see if it's a beast? What are you doing specifically?
I would like to see, first of all, if the animal has a spell placed on it.
It'd be very difficult to tell that without something like detect magic.
Agatha, are you there?
You're welcome to roll an Arcana to see if there's anything blatant, though, to see if there's anything obvious that would be, above the surface.
Oh yeah, I got a great big 1 on that one.
Yeah,
Oof.
they seem like just legitimate birds.
Nico, can you help me out here?
Seeing what
Can
you're
you?
doing, he's going to close his eyes. And he's going to speak some words and draw a symbol in the air. And you feel just a slight, very, very faint pulse of energy erupt in a circle around him. And he pierces his lips. Nothing. Other than, you obviously are decked to the nines. I'm decked to the nines, but no, the birds they seem to be just birds.
Hmm.
Though he turns and kind of cocks an eye at John. He shakes his head, kind of in disbelief. But doesn't want to say anything in front of John, so doesn't.
I'm gonna raise my eyebrow towards Nico and tilt my head, questioning.
He's going to try to sneakily point a finger at you without John seeing. And you hear inside your head, nothing. Minor enchantment on the ale mug.
Hmm.
You
Minor
said minor
enchantment
enchantment.
on the ale of mug, the mug of ale.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Interesting.
All right, I guess we continue to take these.
Nico says, I can scare them away.
But won't they just come back, Nico, because they have a mission?
I hadn't thought of that. How certain do you feel that this is influenced by recent circumstances?
I think it's very probable.
You see this kind of glimmer in his eye. So do we even need to send them away? If they are not natural creations.
And I look over at Agatha,
Agatha's not there.
or I mean at Sister Amanda.
Yes.
What do you think?
She
We
throws
could.
her hands up, and she's completely sopping wet. And when like her hands hit the side of her dress, it's like this sloppy, wet dress sound. And she goes, I don't know what to think since you people have come to town. To be honest,
Okay, hold up. I love the description. Sloppy, wet dress.
Mm,
you're welcome.
mm.
You know what
That
I'm
caught me
talking
off
about. That
guard.
like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when you slap your clothing when it's wet. Yeah.
Yeah. And you pull on it, it makes that kind of suction sound. She looks at you. Helen, have you no leadership experience? I mean, I'll do whatever you ask. I just need guidance.
Where's Calamity and Boogie right now?
I
Boogie's
am.
with them currently, and Calamity's back in the house that you're in downstairs, hanging out with Agatha and Tammy. Amanda kind of tapping her foot now in the rain, her fingers crossed. Anything?
I'm still just undoing those things.
I don't know. I'm frustrated at this point, and I'm gonna look at John and say, Nico has a solution. If you're willing to just get rid of them, I don't see the sense of getting all these letters when they're so contradicting. Do you want the pigeons gone?
John looks at the pile on the floor next to Boogie's feet and Nika's feet. Yeah, I'm sure with what we have now, we might be able to deduce something about what's going on. And if not, then I doubt that any further gathering of scrolls would help. And with like almost at the end of his sentence, behind you, you hear a loud boom, like echo of thunder, like a massive, hurting your ears kind of boom behind you as Nico casts Thunder Wave into the flock of
Hell
pigeons.
yeah.
Um,
Well, at this point,
oh,
I start picking up the papers off of the sopping wet ground.
so all the pigeons in the immediate vicinity, their feathers fluff, a bunch of feathers go flying, and they drop straight to the floor dead. And the hundreds of pigeons outside of that radius, with the very large noise, you hear a bunch of chittering and flapping and feathers flying everywhere as they turn and begin dispersing in like a bunch of different directions, all opposite of the way the noise came. So like in a wide, 80, 90 degree bunch of different directions. So they all fly somewhere between south, north, and east, like just flying away from the noise. Um, probably about 100 pigeons dead on the ground.
I'm gonna go start to gather them up. Is there a garbage can or something nearby that I can start dispersing of all these?
Um, yeah, there would be like a box, I'm sure, on some of these stalls that you would be able to use, a little crate.
I'm gonna start gathering them up to get rid of them off the street.
Okay. Um, Nico bends down and begins helping. And
Thank you, Nico.
you see him try to stealthily but fail, slip one pigeon into each of his pockets.
I shake my head. Hey, I wonder, Nico, can you grab a couple extra ones? Maybe Tammy's mimic will eat a pigeon. Gotta be
Oh, that's a
starving by
really
now.
good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Nice.
He nods and opens up his pocket and begins putting, like, it's the, like, kind of a large side, like, trouser type deal pocket. It's rather large. He's able to overflowing stuff about 6 pigeons in there, with it making like these big bulges on the side of his pants. And you see John and Amanda kind of looking in horror, just silently, as the rain splashes against their face. As Nico turns now with about 12 pigeons stuffed into his pocket.
I'm gonna look over at Sister Amanda and John and say, we have an animal to feed. This is a good idea to help disperse of some of these pigeons.
And they just kind of wide-eyed nod and don't say anything.
Come on, that was a good explanation. At least it doesn't make Nico look weird.
They're sitting there currently trying to imagine what animal you have that wants to eat a bunch of dead pigeons. And John finally looks up to you and says, if you guys have horses, or we have grain, if you guys have dogs,
No,
we
no,
have
no, 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 no,
feed.
no. No, this is a special little animal that we have with us. Don't worry. It's very much so trained.
Do as you wish. If you don't mind, I think we'll gather those scrolls and take them inside out of the rain now.
I
Let
hand
them
a
dry out.
fistful of sopping wet messages to John.
Real quick, Emus is gonna go ahead and fall asleep up here and get some rest.
Okay.
Yeah. After we get this all gathered, I would like to head back to John's house and John, you ask John if he's got a towel to dry off with.
Yeah, you'll find some linen and things in the chest in my bedroom.
Are you coming back, John?
I think Sister Amanda and I are gonna probably spend the night going over these scrolls. We'll probably
And I
crash
side
here.
eye them. Okay then. And I head back to John's house.
And Nico will follow. And heading back, Nico is going to sigh, sit next to the fire, and, unable to fall asleep again, just spend the night kind of staring into the flames.
I grab a towel, dry off and by the fire, and lay down. What you doing,
Um,
Boogie?
yeah, Nico, Agatha, and Tammy all curl up around the fire downstairs. Tammy actually heads upstairs to grab some of those pillows she saw in John's room.
Why is Clamacey the only one that's got a pillow under her head? What the heck?
Because she claimed prime real estate and was unwilling to leave it.
Is anyone not bedding down?
Before I bed down, I would actually like to shut this door and perhaps set a chair or something against it so that if somebody tried to come in, it would at least knock the chair down and wake us up.
Like, are you pinning up against underneath a doorknob type deal?
Yeah,
So, like, it blocking the door from opening?
yeah. And if they forced it, then it would knock the chair down and
Okay.
Does it not have like a lock that maybe if John was coming home or something?
well, he said that he was going to be with Sister Amanda, and I kind of give you a wink.
Oh, that's how you took it.
Mhm.
Oh.
Is anyone else bedding down for the night?
Yeah, I think we all are.
Okay. As everyone closes your eyes and falls into sleep, I want everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Here we go,
Yes.
folks. Here we go. Oh, I just dropped up my table, and oh my god, I'm rolling so bad today.
21.
Oh,
9.
fuck you.
What'd you get, Boogie?
9.
Fuck you, Boogie.
19.
Fuck you. That's right.
What'd you get, Emus?
I got 7.
Okay. As you guys drift into a deep slumber, we are going to, with Gar being away, call this short session here. Pick up tomorrow. I'd like to have a short session again tomorrow, or a regular session tomorrow, and we'll be picking up in the morning at that session.
Can we have
And
What time?